Okay. Do you see us live, Paul?
I do, Milu. Good evening.
Good evening. So we are live on Facebook right now, and this is live event we are doing from which called Cycling and Coaching, live from CycleBar, Creve. And with me, we have Paul, who is the owner of CycleBar, Creve and Richmond Heights, and we have Phoebe, who is the cycle star. Why don't Paul go ahead and introduce your team and let us know how it's going.
Sure. Milu, hey, thanks for putting this together. I think this is going to be a good event for us and for your community. At CycleBar, Creve in Richmond Heights, we do indoor cycling. We do 30, 45-minute classes where we ride to the beat of the music. Our instructors motivate you and guide you through the stationary cycling class. We listen to the music, zone out to it, tap your foot to it, and have a great time. On this video tonight is Phoebe, one of our Cycle Star instructors, and she'll spend, I don't know, 30 minutes with us. But what we do at these two studios, our primary goal is we build community. These studios are not just a place. I don't want to see our riders, our members just walk in, work out, and walk out. I want to see members come in. We know your names. They know other members' names. It's a community in these studios, and that is very motivating for our members. The people here create energy for the members to come in and have a great time. So that's what we do at CycleBar. It's a group fitness. Group fitness is awesome because the hardest part of group fitness is getting yourself through the front door. Once you're in, everything is kind of like being put into the roller coaster. The bar comes down, you take the class, you get energy from others and instruction from from the Cycle Star. And before you know it, 45 minutes is gone and you leave the studio with some sweat on the floor and a grin on your face. So that's what we do at CycleBar, Milu.
Very good, very good. Paul, why don't you introduce us to Phoebe?
Phoebe she came to us from college. There's Phoebe. Went to Miami of Ohio, if I remember.
Yes.
And taught at Miami, lives in St. Louis, decided she wanted to join our team, and she became a Cycle Star in January. And frankly, has been kicking ass here. And we are glad that she's part of our team. She's one of approximately 20 instructors on the team.
Very well. Phoebe, why don't you give us a little intro about you?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Paul, for saying I'm kicking ass over here. I really appreciate it. I absolutely fell in love with indoor cycling years ago, actually, back when I was in high school and I did this really long cycling trip. I trained indoors in indoor cycling classes and I loved it. So when I went away to college, I actually became a certified instructor then and taught a little bit at school. And I came home having a bar on all my breaks at home. And on all my breaks, I took those classes and absolutely fell in love with the instructors here in the community. And Cycle Star actually reached out to me here and asked me if I was interested in becoming an instructor. And I said, absolutely. And from there, it just took me the jump to audition and go through the training. And I'm here and I could not be happier doing my absolute favorite thing every single day, teaching and motivating groups of people who have become my friends, my family, the people like Paul said, like a community. Like I want to hang out with them. I want to talk to them before and after class, hear about their life. I just love it. I love being here almost every day of the week. Yeah, love it.
Very well, Phoebe. Well, Paul and Phoebe, welcome to our first episode of Cycling and Coaching, live from CycleBar, Creve. And we will be doing it every first and third Thursday of the month at 7:30 p.m. And Paul may decide to change studio, but we will keep with Creve right now, but that may be a future episode. So our episode today is focused on motivation. And I want to go ahead and give a little bit introduction to what we are doing here so everybody will know. Our coaching model is called Vino and Vision coaching. And in Vino and Vision coaching, we have 9 modules and 3 dimensions. And the modules that we are following today is motivation. And motivation is with self-dimension. So with that said, I'll stop sharing that and we'll go back. So we will be talking about motivation, and motivation is what drives human behavior. And Paul today is going to help us with that. And we will be exploring what is the motivation. And as everybody know, with COVID right now, motivation is going the other direction. Instead of going high or going better, people are now not so motivated to do things. And this episode hopefully will bring those motivation back. Paul, can you tell me about a little bit about how you're seeing motivation-wise, how people are engaging with you?
Sure. So our what we call our community at the studio, we call that our cycle family. Mm-hmm. And having the pandemic has really, that's the one thing that I love about this business, is being able to come in and see people, touch people with hugs or handshakes. And the pandemic has really put a stop to that. And that makes it difficult to have the experience that we're trying to have. So what we are doing to adjust to this new social distancing rules is, instead of 50 bikes in the theater, there are 15. We've taken out the 35 bikes. You walk into the theater, it looks like a ghost town. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's so much space between the bikes relative to what we had. That makes customers feel comfortable. They can see right away how far apart everybody is. We have instituted a lot of touchless processes so that people don't have to touch things in the theater. Of course, we wear masks and do a lot of house cleaning, a lot of disinfecting during the class and between classes. And the last thing that we did, which is a little bit unique for studios, is we put some equipment into the HVAC that helps purify the air. The manufacturer just had it tested in a third-party lab, and it kills more than 99% of coronavirus in a 30-minute window. So that is not the end-all be-all to the system, but that's a layer that we've added in, and we try to, again, make our riders feel comfortable. We've had over 800 people, over 5,000 rides, and we do not know of one COVID infection that occurred in the studio.
Very nice.
In either studios, yeah.
Very great. So, Paul, one of the fabulous thing I'm hearing about you, and I've been seeing it on news media, and I've been seeing it in social media about mm-hmm. you being the cleanest gym in town. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so we had 3 months of shutdown to prepare on what we do now. And again, we have to make our riders and our members feel comfortable to be in the space, not just because that gets them through the door. What's been the big change in our members' behavior? Some of them are still freaked out about COVID. Some of them, they don't care. They just want to get back to their normal life. And we're trying to create a safe place for people to get some normalcy back in their life. And so, as I mentioned, we have a lot of cleaning processes, fewer people in the studio, and this technology that does purify the air. And 7 weeks of operations, 2 studios, 7 days a week. And again, we, cross my fingers here, have yet to had anybody come to us and say, I'm infected. I was in this class, and then hear of other people that were in that class and got infected. We have had no problems that we know of in these studios.
So that's very, very good news, because we are right now, we are focusing on how people can get healthy and how people can get engaged, and the motivation is what driving. And as you can see in our self module, we are focusing on increasing the positivity and also increasing the motivation. So with that said, let me go ahead and just give a simple definition of motivation, Paul. And everybody can find that. And that's why I use that simple definition, because it can be found at Wikipedia. So what is Wikipedia saying is motivation is the experience of desire or aversion. You want something or want to avoid or escape something. You see that? You want something or you want to avoid or escape something. As such, motivation has both the objective aspect, the goal or thing you aspire to, and the internal or subjective aspect. It is you that want the thing or wants it to go away. Either you want the thing or you want it to go away. So there is, and we all know that motivation is driven by our internal desire and the external influence. And this is a good time to look at ourselves and say, okay, so how we are going to be engaged and how we're going to be doing things when we are not motivated or not coming out, despite of safety, because right now we are saying safety is big, and safety as far as your gym safety is fabulous. And I have also seen something in Facebook that I want to bring it out here. I saw you biking outside. You have team. They're biking, a group of people who are biking on outside. How is that? That looks very fabulous.
Yeah, that is, we've had, our business is indoor cycling. And of course, with the pandemic, some people are not comfortable being inside a building with other people. So we've ended up moving some bikes out on Sunday mornings at the Richmond Heights location. We have about 18 bikes, and this Sunday there are 3 45-minute classes. So we're trying to have some motivation for members who would like to work out with us, but are not comfortable coming indoors. So we're giving them an opportunity to take a class outside on Sunday mornings at Richmond Heights.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's one of the many changes to our business and our studios over the last 4 to 5 months.
Yes. Yeah. And that is what the trend I'm seeing, because as you know, I coach multiple gymnasiums, including yourself. And I find that motivation is what is driving right now. And when you are internally motivated, and there is, let me put it this way, there is motivation not only focus on internal, there is other things that we look at in motivation. We look at the emotional engagement. Engagement is a big thing in motivation, as you know. Yeah. Emotional engagement, is your expressing of interest and enjoyment. That's the emotional engagement that you have. You are connected emotionally. The other is cognitive. So cognitive is a process that is deeply and pay attention in your behavior side, and then we call it behavioral engagement. So there is multiple different type of engagement that happens with our behavior. And as you can see, now people have been at home for quite a few time. And now we are much used to, as you can see, I'm broadcasting from home, but you are at work.
That's my life. I'm at work. Right? From what you were stating, I will say that the emotional engagement part is what our instructors, how they separate themselves from other instructors in St. Louis.
Yes.
That is how they get people, sometimes working out is not, it becomes a drudgery. Mm-hmm. But the instructor's ability to emotionally engage with riders, it gets them over that hump. It gets them through any low point in their day, in the class that they may have. And that's when I evaluate, look, as instructors, that's like one of the first things I'm trying to see is this person, can I feel connected with that person, even though I'm in a room of currently 15 or mm-hmm. hopefully in the future 50. So that's what our instructors are great at, is the engagement, the emotional engagement in the class.
And that is fabulous, because I have seen that. I came to your studio multiple times. We have done the strategic planning with you, with mm-hmm. all the instructors. You call them Cycle Star, right?
Cycle Stars, right.
Now, since you and I are, we can call us Facebook Star. Now we are joining with some 3 stars in one session, right?
Right.
So that's
right.
very, very well. So I work with your Cycle Stars and your hospitality staff and your managers, and then we also looked at how they engage. And when we were doing the customer session, we saw how the customer was engaged and motivated, and how every break time they went to exercise and bike, and the music was fabulous. So with that said, why don't we get a test of that from Phoebe, and Phoebe can guide us through that for a few minutes, and let's enjoy a little bit of biking or cycling.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, the motivating it's one of obviously the best parts about just being able to share my life with the people who are taking my class and on the bike. And Paul is exactly right that the things we each choose to motivate our group with are completely unique to each and every one of us. And I really hope/think I really bring my personality and myself on the bike every single class that I teach. And like Paul said, even as an instructor at CycleBar, it really allows me to escape from my day and just be centered here on the bike, thinking about nothing else in this ride. So I'm so excited to hop on this bike and share that with you guys.
Fantastic, Phoebe. Let's us enjoy some of the biking and the cycling and the music and the motivation that Phoebe will get us through right now.
Perfect. All right, here we go. I want you to find a nice light here. Start to listen to that beat. Lift it up and on that saddle. I want you to find something supportive under your feet, something to support you in this moment in your day. I want you to find your breath, inhaling slow in the nose, out through the mouth. Squeeze your core a little bit. Start to feel the heat go through your body. We're going to focus on adding a little strength here. Reach down for that knob, half turn, hold it. Try and push through this. Stay right here with me. I got you. I got you through every movement in this ride, every gear turn, every interval. Deep breath in. Take the gear off, ride it out. I'll take a knee. Little smile. Trust that your body's got you on this bike. No matter what you've been through today, no matter how short you are in this moment, this bike, it's got you. You're clipped in, you're supported. You got your people around you. So again, find that breath. And it's kind of a little speed. Right here, push past the beat. Run those legs, drag those knees up. Look forward, not back. All the negativity go behind you. We just go forward. Almost there. Pull it back in 3, 2, right here, jog it out. Really let that music melt in. Because I'm always here to be your guide. But that music is there to guide you too. Reach out, give me a little touch on that knob to the right. Now turn on, come on. You ready to tell me, you know I love for you to focus on your strength. Focus on right here. All those strengths you know you have, believe in them right now. You gotta push and pull those feet, those legs up and around. Reach down, take it off, right? Just stay glued to that beat right here. Nice light hands. Let your weight sink into your legs. Right here. This is your right. I want you to hit that saddle. Slow those legs back to here. We're moving into a nice heavy hill. Doing something on my hills. If you're doing with hills, I like to remind myself that I'm strong. I want to remind you that you're strong. So we're going to get as heavy as we can on that gear. So keep those shoulders down and back. Reset your body in that saddle. This is your 30 to 45 minute ride. You are here in this room thinking of nothing else than you in this body and how you can make this ride better than the last. How you can make this ride change you today for the better. You can leave this room with a smile on your face and you're running through it right now. Give me a gear. Give me something you feel like change under your feet, something a little stickier. Something you gotta work a little harder to push through because it shouldn't be easy. Stand up and push the beat right here. Come on. Out of that saddle, you run. Right here. Drive those knees up. Keep it up. Past the beat. You bring the speed. The speed and strength. Pull it back to a beat right here. Walk it out. You find your center on that bike. Core tight. That side to side that feels so natural to be that music. Drop those shoulders. So with every turn of that knob, it's you adding another wall you put up that you're gonna break down. Reach down. Half turn to the right, letting it heavy. Let's push through this by running those legs a little faster right here. Push, it's short. Push through that wall. Then bring it back to me, drum here. We're gonna keep going. Life doesn't stop. We gotta keep pushing. So right here, even if things get tough, you continue to go. You continue to ride forward. Drum one more here. Stay steady right here. You showed up today. What was that reason you showed up for? What were your intentions walking in the room? To get your good workout in? For whatever reason, and whatever brought you here. You want to feel good when you leave. You want to be sweaty when you leave. How are all those things for you? Reach down. Add 2 years back. Come on. Last one. We're going to take in the saddle. Heavy gear. You stay committed to it. I'm right here with you. Hit that saddle and push that beat right here. Drive those legs. Come on. If it feels easy, you got to give yourself enough to push through. You got to give yourself something to get better at. Right here. And pull it back. Sum it out. Don't touch that gear. Don't touch it. Drop the gear. Slow it down. So is that. Now,
Very nice. Very nice.
I hope.
Oh, fabulous. You know, the positive energy going right now. I need to be on a bike. Paul, why you are not on a bike?
Hey, we can certainly do this all in the same room.
We can, definitely.
In that room next
definitely.
time, yeah.
Well, that will, yeah, and the positive energy that going through our body, just to see her doing it is what we call inspiration. You know, what creates the positive self is the inspiration, where people who watch others exercise and become inspired to do the same. And myself and Paul are feeling that. I saw Paul moving with the band.
Right.
And it may be reminding you our college days, Paul.
None of that music is played in these studios. Throwback Thursday is throwback to 2010.
Okay.
Not always. I go further than that sometimes.
I know, I am a little facetious. We do try to have music a wide enough range so that everybody in the class can connect with at least one song.
That's true. Well, one of the things is also bring in the positive effect, which is called good mood. Bring in the mood.
Yeah. Hey, Phoebe, why don't you explain what you see with riders after class and endorphins?
Oh yeah, after class, whether I'm taking a class or my class, the best feeling after teaching a class is when a rider says, "Oh my gosh, that playlist was amazing today." Or, "Oh, you kicked my butt today." Like when a rider tells me that and they have the biggest grin on their face, or I just hear them talking with their friends who they took class with about how amazing it was, it makes my day better. I know I made their day and it's like mission accomplished. And that's why I love hanging out with everyone, even with like masks on now, when I'm talking to people after class. I love still just touching base with everyone, especially people who regularly are coming to my class. Like I regularly still want updates on their life. I still want to know how they're doing, figure out how I can push them that day. Also, if there's anything like I can tell them that day or talk to them about after class that day. But yeah, just talking to people after class is a huge part of why I love the community here, in addition to teaching everyone during class, obviously.
That is fabulous, because also, you know, as we were talking about inspiration and good mood, at the same time, it's very much fun and enjoyment, which is an intrinsic motivation. So it's external motivation and intrinsic motivation. Just think about the one that drives you to do things. And I like the way you were, as you were doing, you were saying, reset your body. Right? So you are better coach than me. You are already resetting. You are resetting people's mind and body and bring them to the zone where they are enjoying and they're motivated. Fabulous, fabulously done. You wanna, yeah, tell me more how, and you said after the session, they feel very motivated. They're enjoying it. What is the enjoyment level you experience?
Well, I'm teaching what the enjoyment level is. Oh, right. I'm like living my best life. Honestly, right. Think of a better way to say it. I truly look forward to being here every day. Any day I teach a class, I'm listening to that playlist all day long, pumping myself up for that class. I'm here early, talking to people beforehand, on the bike, up on the podium, just playing music, setting the mood for class. During class, I'll admit, when I first started being a cycle star, it was very nerve-wracking at first, not because I'm not used to being in front of people. I grew up as a dancer, so being on stage wasn't anything I'm unfamiliar with. But in general, just getting up here and teaching my first, I would say, like, bigger deal fitness classes to me, because I wanted to be a cycle star for so long. When I finally got the chance to be up on the podium, it was like, wow, this is really it. Like, everyone's really looking at me now. I'm the one who's guiding all of this. Like, they're watching me for everything. Until I realized, like, months in, the more you get to know people and the more you're up on the bike and the more you practice, the more just natural it feels getting up there now. The more just I can truly be myself, no nerves. Like, I just say stuff I would normally say, talk like a normal person. But then I do, obviously, even though I'm younger, I still have stories to share, my experience to share with others, to make relatable to others, to hopefully give people advice that way. So that's all how I cater my messages during class. But yeah, I'm truly living my best life. I couldn't put it.
Fabulous, fabulous. You know, this is what they call satisfaction from a job well done. And this is also connects to the competence mode, which is type of motivation that also gives people intrinsic motivation, because doing your job well, and that drives your satisfaction. So, you know, what you say, and I can just see Paul as you are hearing her, that she's a dancer as well. Paul, I can just imagine you doing the break dancing.
Yeah, my daughters would suggest I not do that in front of people.
Well, maybe we should. Maybe we should do a session on dance where Paul can teach us some dancing lessons.
So I do try to keep a handle of what my skills are and others, and that's why Phoebe is on the podium and I am here.
That's very nicely said. You know, the thing I like about this, so as you know, this Vino and Vision we are doing is activity-based coaching. And any activity that human do is related to that. So we are doing art, we are doing yoga, we are doing music, we are doing dance. And now I can tell we are doing biking, cycling. So this is a fabulous activity, and we can see how cycling benefits with each of the modules that we have. And we'll be sharing those modules in every episode. Today we are talking about motivation, and Phoebe can already tell us how motivated this is, how exciting it is, right?
Yeah, no, it's the best. It's the biggest endorphin rush, even starting class anytime. So like the endorphins you have at the end, obviously tons. Like that's why everyone leaves the room having a huge smile on their face, even under their mask. Mm-hmm. But even starting class, every cycle star starts their class with a banging playlist that like is their mood for the day, is like the energy they want to bring to class. So like every single cycle star sets their bar high and wants to keep that energy there throughout class. So endorphins are going up right at the beginning every time.
Fantastic. See, we are doing mindfulness meditation where we actually slow down and do some meditation exercises, and we do some meditation where we slow our mind down. And what you are doing actually the opposite. You are bringing in endorphin, and you are rushing, and you are making people work. And as the endorphin flow, and you can see that other negativity that you said, let the negativity go. But at that time, you can just focus on the enjoyment and the activity part of it, and see how activity benefits us as a human being, right? Some people like to jog, some people like to hike, some people like to, dance, music, and all those activity. And we are bringing this activity-based coaching, not only in St. Louis, now we are in nine states, and it's growing. So we will be spreading this activity world, hopefully all over the country, and maybe in future all over the world. Who knows who will catch up from this, right? And we are seeing the positive benefit of it. As you are doing your part in creating the positivity in this world, and you are doing fabulous job, and I can see the smile on your face, and I can see the endorphin rush in you, and you are enjoying it. You said this is the best life you're living.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the best part about doing what you love, and love what you do is just connecting the best of the world.
Yeah.
Right. So, and in a world where people are working and people are going through all this stress and emotional issues right now, they can take a break and come to this biking, cycling with you, and enjoy this music. And Paul is also doing it outdoor whenever the weather is nice. And I don't know the schedule, but Paul can share with that. But we have somebody like Phoebe who can not only bring the positivity to other people, she's also positively engaged in that. So positivity has a, I would say, infective almost. It's like a virus, it's a spray through. So when you are positive, I'm positive, and Paul is positive, we are feeling the energy in our body already. So positive kind of a different virus. Maybe we can defeat COVID with positivity. How about that, Paul?
You can certainly help yourself by being healthy.
Exactly.
And whatever you do, whether it's CycleBar or just walking outside, get some movement going in your body. You improve your health, you will be stronger. You reduce your risk of getting infected.
Exactly.
And if you do get infected, you will be healthier and will be in a better position to battle it. And
you get infected with positivity. You get infected with energy. You get infected with happiness, which can actually defeat all this. And at the same time, you get rewarded with better health. What else you can ask from this? So I'm fabulously enjoying this session. So Phoebe, you have anything more to add or show us another move?
I mean, I can hop back on the bike and show a couple more songs.
That's completely fabulous. And why don't if you have anything to add about the positivity and the energy and the infective nature of positive energy, that would be fabulous to hear.
Yeah, well, one thing before I hop back on the bike, one thing I always talk about, friends of mine have always asked me, like, how are you always so positive and upbeat? It's because just through, again, just like things I've like been through in life, life is too short to, I mean, obviously feel your emotions. If you're having a sad day, like feel that, don't ignore that and push that aside. But if you're having a sad day, like thinking about practicing gratitude is a huge thing for me. I practice gratitude every day, really thinking about what I'm grateful for. And I think that's one thing that really pushes me to be this positive person I show up to be every single day. Because I also think about, even if I'm going through something, if I can shine this positive light on the people I'm interacting with every day, especially at CycleBar, the people I'm teaching every day, if someone's going through a hard day, but I can be that person to be like, hey, I'm letting you know, like, it's okay to be sad, but like, it's going to be okay. Things are looking up from here, like giving them that boost, even if it's just coming in here, getting those endorphins up and getting out, just giving them the boost that way. I really just am happy to have created that, like showing that I can be this positive light for anyone I teach, anyone I interact with, and bring that positivity to every class that I teach and just classes I take as well. So
yes, very nice. And Paul, you're doing some online classes now, right? So people, even if they're at home, they can enjoy this positivity sitting at home and getting on a bike.
Yeah, you're right. Milu, we have we've rented out the bikes that aren't in the theater. We've made those available for rent. And if you have it at home, you got to have some material in front of you. I mean, we want this experience as best as we can to be transferred to those people when they rent the bike at their home. So we've taped about 70 pre-recorded classes where they can jump on a website and see Phoebe or see any of our other instructors and take a pre-recorded class from their home. We are certainly working on trying to get this aspect of a live broadcast simulcasted with a class so that the people who are at home can also participate in a live class.
Yeah.
Yes, it's much better than staying home and watching TV. I can tell you that.
Yes.
It is maybe also better than eating popcorn. And here you will be drinking water and on the bike and with somebody who can energize and who is loving the life of our own the best. And one of the things I will tell in coaching, we find that always that negative energy takes over and it's kind of depressing. And when positivity, just by doing activity, you get that positive behavior, positive change. It's not only reflect in your family life, it's also reflect in your work and work performance, how you are motivated. And when we are motivated, we take action, we move forward. So yeah. Very well, Phoebe, very well, very nicely said. Why don't you show us some more moves?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll hop right back on.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Light. All right, go ahead and find something light. We're rolling our legs out fast today. One thing I used to be so afraid of flat road. I used to be so afraid of it because going fast is something that scared me. I always gravitated towards here because it was more of a safe place for me. But I realized how much more growth I found by facing my fear of going fast and doing more than a class. So today, instead of focusing on something heavy, we're going to focus on going fast. If it's something you're going to do, we're going to face up here together. Give me a little touch and run those legs fast to me right here. Nice and quick, pick it up. Let those legs just roll. Let it feel weightless. Let it feel like you running. Pull it back to me right here. Let the gear go. Again, in that saddle, you really let your body just sink in. Feel through every part of this body, how your hands feel on those handlebars, how your body feels in that saddle. Does it feel heavy or light today? If your body feels heavy, bring that gear some lightness so you can fly when we push this feet. Right here, running. That negativity goes rushing back. We ride forward. Let it go. Anything weighing you down, let it go. Right here, you roll it back. You find that beat again. You find that gear that feels good. That feels supportive. And now, let's dance a little on that bike. Drop those elbows. Let's find a little more movement. Just little drops. Little crunch. Use that core to help stabilize you. In 3, 2, right now. So in addition to that fast, how much heat can you add to those legs? Heat is that right now. How much can you bring while still staying on that beat? Adding something that makes you feel strong on that bike. When other people tell you you aren't strong, you say, I'm strong, you add that shit to the knob. Right here, give you a big turn. Slow those legs. Start to catch your breath of an hour. Not too heavy on that gear, but something that you gotta put a little effort into to find that side to side, find that beat. Keep your form right here. Booty back over the saddle, knees behind that red knob. Lift that chest with some confidence because you look so good on that bike. Isolate right here for me, hold. You tweak your upper body so tight your legs go. You gotta trust that your legs are gonna keep moving, y'all. Trust it. Then walk it out right here. So good, a rewarding feeling, fun out of isolation. You held so tight. The reward is just falling into that pedal stroke. Right here. This bike is meant to be your escape. Whatever kind of day you're having, this bike can change you. It can change your mode in an instant. Give me your at it. I want you to make this heavy. I want you to take whatever anxious or negative feelings you have today, take it out on this heavy gear. Put it to you. Stand here, right here, stomp it out. Use that gravity to help you. Come on. I got you. You pull it back in 3. Right here, take it off. This is a long one. So you're gonna stay with me all the way through it. Don't shaggle the beat. Stay right here. 2 gears back, bring it. Now we're gonna take away one thing. To see how much you can really push. That one thing is gravity. Take that saddle, stay on me here. Now that you don't have gravity, you're gonna rely on yourself to tackle this gear, tackle this hill. You make the change to keep pushing. You make the decision to keep going. We're almost there. You're almost to the top. You can see it. Drop one gear. Slow it down. Stop those legs. Take some deep breaths. All right.
Very good, Phoebe. Hey, as I'm watching you, Phoebes, I'm sitting here thinking this topic is about motivation and what do people need to do to get themselves back on track after sitting at home, basically doing this Zoom thing for 4 months. And I've said it already on this call, but I'm going to say it again. The hardest thing for our customers to do is walk through the front door. Once they get through the front door, they have people in the studio that they hopefully will learn to know. They have people like you that will get them through the 30, 45-minute class. And they will then walk out the front door feeling like they've made an accomplishment during the day. And I know we only have about 10 or so minutes left. And the other thing that I realized watching you, Phoebes, is that, you know, you're young and in shape. And that is not what you have to be at CycleBar.
Right.
Our arms are open for a very wide range of customers, of riders. If you're just starting your journey to become to some level of physical fitness, or you're an athlete, that bike, that red knob which adjusts the resistance on the pedals, is what makes the 45-minute activity equal for everybody. If it's too hard, give yourself a little reduction on the gear. If you need more, you can adjust that yourself. So we do see a lot of people that look like Phoebe coming in, but we have men and women that come in. We have people from high school to senior citizens coming in, and they do not have to be super physically fit. And I say that because when I hear people say, you know what, sounds like a good deal, sounds fun to go to CycleBar, but I'm not in shape. You don't have to be in shape to come here. You just need to get yourself motivated to get through that front door, and then Phoebes and the other 19 instructors can get you through the next 45 minutes.
I am hearing you, Paul. I'm pretty sure you're looking at me and telling me all that. That's fabulous. Yeah, I need to be on that bike. I do need to be on that bike.
Right.
Well, one thing I will connect there. You said it right. You said it fabulously well, and so is Phoebe. Is that the motivation? Other side of motivation is called motivational problem, which is related to procrastination and avoidance. Procrastination and avoidance. Some people will say, well, I'm not physically fit. I'm looking at Phoebe, or I'm going in a bike and doing all this. It's maybe not possible for me. And as you mentioned that, no, his age do not matter. Yeah, Phoebe will push you to the limit, but you need to be pushed to the limit, because that's where you will be feeling that endorphin. And guess what? That also will get you physically fit. So the motivation, if we can avoid those or totally get rid of those procrastination and the avoidance mentality, which is we right now during the COVID, we are having a lot of those avoidance mentality that I don't need to go to the park, or I don't need to go enjoy life because now I need to be sitting in front of the TV and watching shows and getting depressed and eat some more popcorn, which is changing with our episode of cycling and coaching. I'm hoping that people will see that and say, well, look at this. We have this energy going on, and look at how Phoebe this is life in display right now. How you are motivated and how you do things that are positively engaging you. And it is fun and it is enjoyable. So fabulous. I know we have less than 8 minutes to go. Mm-hmm. Paul, you want to add something to that? And we want to also sneak in another preview of Phoebe before we move.
Sure. I'm going to say it 3 times now. Mm-hmm. Get yourself through the front door.
Yeah.
And make that a routine, whether it's 2 or 3 or 4 days a week, your life will change. There have been many times when somebody's walked up to me in the community room and said, hey, Paul, I used to run. I hurt my knee. I lost all my friends. I found CycleBar. I came here. It doesn't hurt my body. And at this point now, that person's crying. And because it's emotional for them. And she's created a new set of friends at CycleBar. And that is that's the fun part about this business, is seeing those kind of impacts on people's lives. So this topic's on motivation. Whatever you can do to put the remote down, jump on a computer, book a reservation, and drive to a studio. And hey, if you're not comfortable being in a studio, it doesn't need to be CycleBar. There are parks, there are things outside to do to get some physical activity in your life.
Yes, yes. And the thing is that you are mentioning, and as I was talking about, there is other things which is called personal control over your stress and your anxiety. Relieving stress and anxiety is one of the things that you can do by engaging in activities. That's why we are doing activity-based coaching, because when you are engaged in activity, you are focused on that activity and your right side of the brain is engaged with your left side of the brain. And that creates that balance that you need in your life. This is also another aspect of this is the social aspect you mentioned, Paul, is that spend time with your friends. Even you can maintain 6-foot social distancing, but you can be on those bikes in the studio or even in the park that you said you don't have to be in the studio with us. You can go to the park and enjoy the nature and keep the 6-foot distancing, follow the guideline, wear the mask, and be healthy. But at the same time, energize yourself.
Yeah, from my point of view, the stay-at-home rule certainly was needed, but I'll tell you, it was a train wreck on relationships. Mm-hmm. Not the ones in the house, but the people the cycle family that I was used to seeing daily. And then when we reopened, that was a fun time, because certainly he had a mask on. He couldn't do anything physical, but you could at least, they could see you smile and you could see them, and having that connection was great. And why did I bring it up? Because some people are still stuck at home and they're not motivated to get off the couch. And there are avenues for people to get that satisfaction in their life.
Exactly.
Put the remote down, open the door.
As you know, the 9 module that we have, the last module is happiness. Our goal is to become happier. And by doing these activities, we are becoming happier and happier. And that's what we were trying to do and bring it to the world. So Phoebe, we have less than 5 minutes. If you want to spend 3 minutes of your time, and then Paul and I will wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'll do a quick song. I was just gonna say one thing, just talking about like just everything you guys were kind of talking about, piggybacking off of that, I am someone who shares a lot of just myself personally on the bike because I want to share my experience with others. So one thing I talk about a lot on the bike is I'm very open about mental health is one thing. And I'm incredibly open about the fact that I have anxiety, and I reference that in my, how I've gotten through all those kinds of things while I'm on the bike. Because when you share, when you're vulnerable with a group of people, especially a group of people you're just getting to know, or a group of people you know really well, being vulnerable and showing your true self is something that allows people to trust you. It allows people to really look to you for guidance, and allows them to trust me as their instructor when they enter the room. So I just using my anxiety as an example, but just sharing stories of my life is something that I want to share with them so that they trust me as I teach them a class on this bike.
Go right into it. Nice job here. Opening an answer, dancing on this bike is one of the things that brings you the greatest joy. Drop those elbows right here. Hey. Settle down and up. Because learning to move your body on this bike is one of the greatest feelings. Down and out right here. Because whether you're a pro at choreo, or it's something you're just getting to know, it's something you can all enjoy doing together. That's two. That's one, right? Learning to feel how your body moves on this bike is unique to every single person. Every single person's body, their journey. So nice light hands, focusing on our warm here. Tight core, feeling that heat from our center. Out of here. Feel a little bit of that heat through your legs as we pick up the resistance. And drop those elbows right here. Hey. Keep it up. Little downward hand press right here. Yes, keep that chest up, chin up. You look so good. And 4, 2, right and out. Drop that here, you add in. And every time you enter this room, you not only show up for you, but you show up for the community that you are with, even 6 feet apart. You're here for each other, to feed off of each other's good endorphins, positive vibes. Right here, we bring that together in this room. No matter how our days go, we bring all that positive energy right here. Give me 2 years, add it on. Come on, nice and heavy, nice and supportive right here. Take it off. You see, I can't help but smile. I really can't. All right, drop those elbows one more time. Right here. Just to finish it out. In 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, any last minute thought from Phoebe?
Not really. I think Paul pretty much hit everything else I probably would have said.
And thank you for giving us this energy. Thank you for giving us this goodwill. Thank you for giving all this, especially from your own life's experience, and sharing that with us, because that's fabulous to hear.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are doing positive thing to the world. You are bringing positive energy to the world, and you are doing a lot of good. And not only you, the nice gentleman here, Paul, he's helping you to do the same thing. So you guys are doing through activity, you are spreading the goodness in this world, and you are, people are depressed, people are having a difficult time, but we can get rid of all that. We don't have to escape. We don't have to use the word escape. We can just go do it. Instead of procrastination or avoidance, we can just go ahead and do it. And then we feel the positiveness and it will spread like a wildfire.
Yeah,
and
like Paul, get in the door. Just get in the door.
Yep.
Never question coming here ever again. You'll be addicted.
Exactly.
So Phoebe, where can people see you?
Oh, yeah, my schedule. So I teach at both Creve and Richmond Heights. We're all at both studios. You can see me Monday mornings at Creve at 8:30 a.m., Wednesdays at noon at Richmond Heights, Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. at Creve, and then Fridays for a happy hour ride, 4 and 5 p.m. at Richmond Heights. So that's where I'll be.
All right, happy hour ride. Paul, I'm looking forward to do that happy hour ride because I'm feeling very happy right now.
Yeah, that's the happy hour ride. We have a little bit of adult beverage afterwards for people to hang around and enjoy one another, to talk, essentially, to make friends. Yep.
I'm still trying to be an adult, and let alone adult beverage. And I am looking forward to see you guys in 2 weeks in our next episode. And thank you for all the good things you are doing and spreading it to the world as a goodness that we need right now very much. Thank you, Phoebe, and thank you, Paul. See you next time.
Yeah, thank you.
Good night.
Good night.